Hey, I'm Devon. I'm a game developer, going to be streaming XCOM2 War of the Chosen this evening. This is actually our second attempt. We've had a couple of technical difficulties, so gonna be jumping right in here a second time and hoping that things work a little better. This is my first time streaming, so hopefully one day this will be the video that I get to look back on and be embarrassed, and any feedback is awesome. Let me know if you have any questions, or if I go silent for minutes at a time because I'm getting pulled into the game. Anyway, so going to be hopping back in here with XCOM War of the Chosen. So we are starting up a new game here, going to be playing on Commander difficulty. And we will be playing on Ironman. One of the things that I actually love about XCOM is the way in which it creates stakes and makes you care and feel so invested in your characters. So playing on Ironman really feels like the spirit of the game to me, and that you really have this feeling of permanence and loss and just emotional investment in the whole process. Going to skip through the opening cinematic here. There's a little bit of a twist for the new thing, but it's mostly 5 minutes of video that, if you've played XCOM 2 before, you've basically seen the opening cinematic.
Administration learned that we can hit them where it hurts. So we're moving into the city center to strike a high-profile target. Deploy and approach the designated position. Neutralize any hostile contacts and secure the site.
So we are here on Operation Gatecrasher. I like this graphic here. This implies that we're actually attacking the speaker's podium from the opening cinematic, which is pretty great. That's definitely new to War of the Chosen. So also got some stylish characters here. That is awesome. I love that we're actually, like, blowing up the, like, incredibly, like, smug, hateable speaker's podium on this one. And we've got some exciting hairstyles that I have not seen before, including this nice spiky mohawk here. Alright, so we are going to be trying to approach here cautiously and try and ensure that we see Advent before they see us. Now, jumping off these vertical ledges is especially scary because there can easily be civilians down in the fog of war over here that will, I mean, they don't know we're the heroic resistance. They just think we're terrorists trying to blow up a speech platform. So they don't tend to side with us, and they'll go run for help. So going to be trying to move forward as carefully as possible here. We've got some ladders up onto the upper floor, ladders down. So probably try and take, like, the high ground route over here as we figure out what we want to be doing. So going to be using all blue moves, and XCOM, if you haven't played before, each of your characters gets 2 actions, which can be a move and a shoot or whatever. And even though we do have this stealth mechanic, that means we can be a little more forgiving and we're a little less likely to blunder into enemies without seeing them first. We still want to be a little bit cautious and make sure that we have as many actions as available to us as possible when we stumble into enemy forces. So even though all 4 of these guys have a move left, instead of moving any further, I'm just going to go ahead and put them all on Overwatch, which is basically end the turn, shoot whatever you see. Alright, so no movement so far. So going to go ahead and fan out a little bit, send one person over here to check this side. Still no sign of anything. One person over here to check this side.
Moving out.
And then just send their friends over to stand next to them. Kinda already splitting into an A squad and a B squad.
Understood. Moving out.
And just go ahead and overwatch everyone again.
Overwatch. Hey, you hear anything?
Alright, so we have rumblings of alien activity yonder to the left. So we don't want to move out of cover, even though we can't really be shot yet. We want to maximize our vision.
The Advent forces we've dealt with. They're disciplined and well-equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
Alright, so there is one enemy here, and I have played through this first mission enough times to know that he has probably got two friends. So we are going to be trying to move up.
Heading to that
Okay, that was a bad misclick. Let's try not to do that again. So that's the kind of thing that can just cost you the game if you do it at the wrong time.
Menace 1-5, you're near the target position.
Alright, so we can move some guys around here, but it actually looks like more likely we're going to be fighting in this corridor here, so that's not as useful. So it's more likely that we want to just start moving them up into a position here. Now, the big risk is we do not want to run into two groups of enemies at once, if possible.
Covering now.
I'm on it. Got it covered.
Now, Overwatch here, because we are concealed, they won't reveal our position through Overwatch fire. They'll only fire if we get revealed. So, don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
So moving here just to be able to try and check some of this floor and make sure we're not going to reveal ourselves. You can see that this guy is kind of an area of awareness around him, and there could actually be more guys who can see further. We need to be careful because you can't see. You don't know how far they'll see until you can see them, and he's probably got some friends down in this area. I am actually not in love with this position of approach. I don't think we want to take the time to try and like get onto this building or something. That just sounds time consuming and risky. I suppose we're going to be leveraging some accuracy bonuses from the high ground, which are nice, but this is not as much heavy cover as I like to have in my life.
Moving on target location.
Alright, so that helps. Now we can see the whole group, so we have a little more confidence in just how far up we can move. So let's see. Oh man, the height advantage is actually pretty meaningful. Rookies are not good at aiming. They have 65% base aim, and that's if like the enemies are just standing out in the open with no cover, which they basically will never be as soon as you see them the first time. So they have a third chance to miss, even under the best of circumstances. So getting this high ground bonus is actually super valuable. So I'm still kind of wanting to stay in cover, even though just to minimize vision.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
Alright, so that gives... Alright, let's see. That gives Jan vision on everyone else. Can start learning the names of my troops. Alright. Where is Pater gonna go?
Good copy. Moving on target. Affirmative. Covering now.
Covered.
On Overwatch. Affirmative. Covering now.
Alright. So this is actually great. This actually lets us sneak up a little bit closer on them than we could previously. They will probably be able to patrol back. Also, so we could just go ahead and drop a grenade on all three of them, but that's not super useful. On normal difficulty, these guys would have 3 health, and grenades deal 3 damage, so we could potentially one-shot the whole group of them. But on commander difficulty, they have 4, which inconveniently puts them just out of grenade range. But our guns do 3 to 5, so they will still usually kill them in 1 hit. So hitting all three of them with a grenade does not actually add too much value. There's just not actually that much of a difference between 1 hit point and 4 hit points as far as shooting them goes. We could try and grenade the whole group and then follow up with more grenades, just for, like, spend a bunch of resources on a very minimal risk strategy. So we'll keep that option in mind, but that's not where I really want to start.
Moving.
Oh, and that actually lost vision of them, which I don't love. So this is somewhat risky, but I think I'm actually going to run onto the roof up here, just because this is a really good position. And I don't actually think we have infinite time here, just because this guy's going to eventually get spotted when they patrol back. So I think we really want to set up the best position we possibly can this turn. And this person's the farthest back, so they have the least mobility in general, so this is a good person to run up here.
Got it. Moving.
Alright, and just to check, okay, we do not have an additional pod here, so we are good on that front. Alright. Going to move here, overwatch the remaining troops, and then probably launch the full attack next turn is the plan. So,
On overwatch.
Roger. I've got my eyes on it.
we've got some good corner nest positions here. It's all light cover, which is not ideal, but this high ground is really nice. Alright, so we have high ground on all three of these fellows. Not a big reason to go for one or the other, so I'll just take the very marginally higher percentile. Alright, and that is not ideal. Okay, so they scattered very far. Alright, so this guy looks pretty flankable. This guy's going to be a bit of a tougher chestnut. Do we already have a flank here? He has high cover. That is aggravating. So we can just go ahead and walk over here and shoot him. That sounds pretty good to me. He will not have cover. We will have the height advantage. And we should be enough out of sight of these guys that we're not in danger from getting flanked from being out of cover here. So, go ahead and do that.
Moving out.
Man, that is still considered high cover. I would not have expected that. That is brutal. Alright, now that was actually an error, I'm realizing now. The fact I got lucky, and that did hit, but I really should have used a grenade there. Like, he was in a position where he could easily flank any of our troops, and it just would have been a better idea to try and just use... Grenades can't miss, is the upshot of all that. Just try and use a method that is guaranteed to succeed, rather than take a 40% chance of leaving him alive and potentially killing one of our troops. Alright, so this is not going great. I can go down here and get a flank on this fellow, but it leaves me in light cover. Is this a flank? This is probably not a flank. It doesn't actually even have line of sight on him. So this is actually pretty good. This is heavy cover and a flank on him. So I'm basically going to run around right in front of him and then shoot him out from under his tree. So, fan of this one. Get a nice little action shot, too, there, which is nice. Alright. And then, yeah, you can see, even at absolute point blank, the rookie only has an 82% chance to hit. So, it's exciting. Yep, gotta love rookies. Alright, so we are potentially leaving 2 Advent Troopers available to hurt us here. Alright. So the good news is that, well, we've got 2 alive. We've got huge height advantage and cover here. We've got, this guy's pretty far out of line of sight. She's in full cover. So we're not actually in the worst possible position, but man, it ain't great. Alright. Alright. So is there anywhere inside you can go that's useful? You can't get to full cover. So one of the interesting things in this is that these early missions can actually be more difficult in some ways than the harder missions, just because you have less tools available to you. As you get into the game, you start getting more, you know, class abilities and items and stuff that can kind of get you out of bad situations. And, well, we're fighting against, you know, the weakest possible enemies here. We have very few things we can use against them. Yeah, I think our best bet is going to be take this position up here. We get a flank shot on here from height, and then this guy's a shot on us in light cover, but we've still got the height advantage. So this is actually a better position than the others. I'm clearly, like, underestimating how much value height advantage has, especially for these rookies. Like, I'm used to these close-up flank shots being higher value, but it is... height is definitely better than proximity as far as being able to hit these guys. Alright, so that's great. We've still got this one guy who can cause us problems. Okay, so that's pretty bad. So I believe because he is the last remaining member of a squad, he is actually running to try and find his friends. So I would, in a perfect world, I would like to kill him before he does that, without blundering into his friends myself, who are almost certainly up here somewhere, given that's the direction that he ran. So, I think my plan here is try and run up, get a grenade, run up to here, hope that doesn't expose any more Advent, but if it does, at least I'm in full cover, and then try and throw a grenade on him, which I'm hoping I should have enough range for, to blow up his cover, and then have one of my friends on the high ground finish him off.
Confirmed. The Advent officers seem
All right.
more capable than the grunts.
And that did expose the second pod.
To training or stricter mind control.
So this is a pretty unusually long-range engagement, which is kind of interesting. I'm actually not at all used to having this many enemies this far away. I feel like this is going to go badly for me. So this fella up here is in full cover. And we've got some other friends back here with a height advantage. I almost want to just, like, try and shoot this guy down, and then just get some height advantage overwatches to do everything else. Can you get anywhere with cover? I don't know how much of a defense bonus height advantage offers. If it's the same as the accuracy bonus, then height advantage with light cover is the same defense as high cover, but I don't know if that's the case. I would guess it's not. That sounds too good. Alright, so this is a 65, and if I blow up his cover, it'll be an 85. So let's go ahead and get one opponent off the board. Oh, he's still going to have light cover, probably. That's rough. Oof.
I'm on the move.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
Oof. Alright, so do I take a shot here, or do I just cross my fingers and Overwatch? I think I like taking one shot with this person who's out of range of everyone else, and then put the other two in Overwatch.
Hostile neutralized.
Alright, so also got some loot there to pick up if I can get anyone over in time, which I don't think is towards the top of my list of problems.
Moving to Overwatch.
On Overwatch.
Alright. So that is not the worst. This fellow's marked, but it is in high cover. We also have the nice advantage that this guy's down at 3 hit points, so we can actually take him out with a grenade at this point. So this is full cover. So I'm pretty into get rid of the commander with a mark, especially because or get rid of the commander with a grenade, especially because that will clear the mark on this guy, which means we will be have both these guys up front in heavy cover with none of the defense penalty from the mark. So that sounds really good. It is unfortunate that we've already got a soldier wounded at this point. But yeah, that's XCOM.
Understood. Moving out.
Alright, now I didn't
Grenade out.
ruin everything horribly and failed to get close enough for a grenade. So that is 2 of these fellas down. Alright. Now, I'll bet, it sounds really good to get a person here, throw a grenade on there, and finish him off. Sounds like a great plan to me. So, this guy's already used his grenade, unfortunately. His rookies only come with 1. So, I need to move one of these 2 up. She can't see... Yeah, she's not close enough. Alright, so...
Heading out.
Gonna move her up, toss grenade. And this should injure this fellow as well as destroying his cover. Alright. And now we are totally giving up our high ground advantage, but I really want to take care of this guy while he's out in the open. So, need to move down to here.
On my way.
Whew, man, and I do not like this whole situation of leaving guys in a flankable position on a rookie shot, but... Yep, there you go.
Not good. Running dry on ammo.
$68!
I'll get him next time.
Yeah, and there you go. That is why rookies are the worst, because sometimes you miss 66s in a row. And sometimes they miss a shot that should absolutely be killing one of your troops.
They're moving to flank me!
But probably not twice. Alright, there is exactly justice in the world. They missed exactly the same two embarrassingly unmissable shots that we did. Alright, so, I am actually going to take a bit of a heinous risk here, because I want to pick up this loot. Oh, I can actually just use a grenade, which makes it not much of a risk. So... I can get a guaranteed kill on this guy and blow up the other his friend's cover. This feels like an efficient use of resources. Feel like I'm getting a little sloppy here. The first attempt at this actually went substantially better, but had some audio issues.
Good copy. Moving on target.
Alright, 81. Can you hit an 81, sir? Good job.
Enemy destroyed. Area is secure. We're not picking up any inbound contacts. Scanners are clear. -15, we have a limited window.
So do want to go ahead and get this loot.
Response. We need to get those charges planted on the double. Got some new.
Alright, and then we can blow up this fancy podium. I do really enjoy this twist on the first mission. It's definitely fun for someone who's played through XCOM2 before to
Squad is clear.
get a different twist on the old Operation Gatecrasher instead of blowing up the Gold Elder statue for the 20th time. Alright, so we did get one wound that time, which is not ideal, but definitely way better than losing anyone. So we'll have a nice little starter squad.
Advent officials announced an increase to this month's recruitment quotas. Citizens are encouraged to
Really like having these propaganda reels in the
Remember, only together can we
mission
build a
screens.
better
It's a
tomorrow.
nice little addition to everything.
There's no way the aliens were expecting a fight like that.
Gravely
Commander.
wounded. Most cohesion. Bond available. Alright, cool. So we've got a couple new resources here. We have got both this green bar below health, which I believe is fatigue, which surprisingly looks like it actually goes down by varying amounts depending on how much you have them do during the fight, which is kind of interesting. I'd just like to note that Fournier, despite being gravely wounded, amassed 3 kills on his first mission. So, while he'll be sitting out for a little bit, I still believe that he deserves hero's commendations for this. The other new mechanic we have here is soldier bonds.
Each of our soldiers has a unique relationship with their squad mates. As they complete combat missions together, their compatibility will grow and can eventually develop into a lasting bond.
Which, basically your soldiers become friends, or possibly friends, and then fight better together, and they build compatibility with each other on missions. Oh man, so we could actually... you know what, so I assume this is not strategically correct, given that one of these people is going to be out for a little while, but I actually really like the idea of first mission of the game, Operation Gatecrasher. Fournier was gravely wounded, but proved himself a hero, and, I mean, also, look at the haircuts. They clearly would make a great couple, so I think I like going ahead and hitting this bond button between Julia and Christoph. Teamwork, additional action point. Cool. I don't really know what these posters do yet. I don't feel like making a... whatever.
Commander, the media is a powerful tool. Just ask Advent's propaganda machine. I say it's time we turn it against them. By spreading the word of our soldiers' exploits in combat,
Alright.
we can bolster morale throughout the resistance.
I really like the goofy social stuff they're adding into this.
Harm in it.
Just like it sounds, our sharpshooters engage
Alright,
enemy
so got a
targets with
sniper.
pinpoint accuracy from extreme range. They're also trained in pistol marksmanship for the occasional close encounter.
Alright, so, yeah, this looks just the same as the normal version. So I was under the impression that this tree was getting reworked and had 3 options at each tier, but that doesn't look like combat intelligence affects it. God, there is so much stuff here I do not understand yet. I guess we will just be learning as we go. I also like this make poster button that's just everywhere.
Operating some of our most advanced equipment, specialists deploy robotic drones on the battlefield that can be outfitted for combat or field medic duty.
Alright, so got a nice little specialist. For those who haven't played, those guys, you can basically level them into hacker tech wizards who blow up robots, or medics who heal your other troops. And then our power couple here.
Primary reconnaissance unit, capable of moving independently in concealment.
So
while
it looks
engaging
like
enemies at
Julia's
close
going to be our
range.
ranger. So rangers are very much up close, kind of assassin class with sword and shotgun. And then that leaves Christoph as our grenadier. Now this is actually a little rough for us because grenadiers are one of the most important classes. So it's going to be a little rough that he is the one who's wounded and out of commission for a little while. Alright. So just gonna... Okay. I was hoping to look at those guys and try and learn their names so I can start getting a feel for my roster here. In answer to your question, Jafar, definitely into any, like, mechanical help tips type stuff, but, nothing in the category of spoilers. Like, if there's anything that it's like, hey, use this class, it's really powerful, would prefer not to know that kind of, like, strategic advice and would rather just fumble around and feel that kind of stuff out for myself. Oh, advanced stock is really great drop early because rookies always miss. So having something that deals some damage when they do that is great. Alright, so here we are. On our flying base out in the middle of nowhere. So looks basically the same as the main game. I'm probably going to be skipping a lot of cinematics here. We'll be getting one as soon as we go to the research area. Initially, I was thinking we might not, but so much of it is the same as the previous game that I've seen it all before. I'm guessing a lot of people watching it have seen it all before, so I'll just be skipping through a lot of that stuff and hopefully not skipping any new War of the Chosen content.
Impressive, isn't it? Capable of...
Alright, so we get to do new research. So, interesting. So, I believe experimental weapons... Yeah, okay, this was not here in previous versions. This is part of a new, integrating some of the DLC into the main game. These are some, like, wacky DLC weapons. I was not super into them when I looked at them, so I'll probably be ignoring that content for the most part. Gonna go ahead and start off on the modular weapons research, as we both have the fancy new advanced stock, and this is only 3 days, so it'll be giving us rewards faster than going for, like, alien biotech, which is more of a plot mission.
Area of research to be among the more intriguing options available. We'll begin.
Swing by engineering. Skip cinematic.
You'd be surprised how big of a difference some of these things can make in combat, Commander. With
So
a few
got
supplies,
flashbangs
I can
and
manufacture
smoke.
anything we need in no time.
So I actually played through XCOM 1 more recently than XCOM 2, so I am very aware of the joy of smoke grenades. I actually don't think I used them much on my XCOM 2 playthrough, if they existed at all. Now, all these are instant build, so while we will almost certainly want to get some of these up pretty soon, we can just go ahead and do that whenever we're ready to go on a mission. So don't need to spend any resources before we know exactly what we're doing with our life.
We could have saved a lot of time repairing the ship's systems if we had any idea how to translate their language.
Alright, so we do
Unfortunately,
not
we
have...
don't come across many linguists out here.
Gonna have to get in the habit of either just letting these NPCs talk, or getting more comfortable over talking over them, because I keep letting them interrupt me, and I doubt that's the ideal way to handle it.
Commander, good to see you on your feet again.
I'll let
to
him
the
talk,
bridge,
because he's glorious.
the nerve center of our operation. The aliens have our entire world in their grip. Advent controls everything. Government, communications, industry. Not to mention the military. And it's on us to take it all back. Resources and time are tight, Commander. It'll be up to you to decide how to best use both. The ship is yours.
Thank you, Bradford.
Commander, we're attempting contact with a local resistance faction known as the Reapers. These people like to keep a very low profile, so it may take some time before we hear back. While we're waiting, it might be worthwhile to scan the area for additional supplies and resources. You never know what we may find out there.
So the Reapers are one of the
our
new
resistance
factions from...
contacts just tipped us off to a site that may be
Yeah, see,
worth
that's what I was just
investigating.
talking about. So we can basically go wherever and just pick some stuff up. Basically, we're just like advancing our research, waiting for missions to show up out of the blue.
Or other resources. It's going to take some time, though. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
This will prove to be an important step
Alright,
forward.
so we've got our modular weapons. We'll be able to use that stock on our first mission, which is nice. Alright, and we can start... Okay, so mag weapons is next big tech step up. And it is 28 days. So basically... until we get some scientists, this will take a really absurdly long time. I don't actually know that it's more valuable than... So this, in 3 days, gives us immediately access to body armor, which is not my favorite thing to use. I usually don't end up finding the extra hit point to be worth using in... Jafar reminds me that I can start construction on an empty room. My impression was that I could not do that until I had an engineer.
Fossil fuels power is
but
difficult to
that may
come
be
by outside
incorrect.
the cities.
Yeah, I
Even
can't
among the
excavate
staunchest
until I
anti-alien
have an
dissidents,
engineer.
Recovered Advent equipment is highly...
Yeah, I could start building
There's room for us to
something.
expand our facilities on board the Avenger, Commander, but we'll need more engineers to clear up space for construction first. Commander, I'm going to need
So
more
I'd be
help on the
committing-
engineering team before I can start clearing out some of these other rooms. We should recruit an engineer.
Oh, well, obviously I've got to start building the training center so I can help my soldiers establish stronger bonds. I mean, that means we'll be doing our first mission without a med kit, but I really think our soldiers' relationships are more important.
I'll send word when it's up and running.
Greetings, Commander.
Alright. Alright, I was looking at hybrid materials. I feel like it can't be worth it to start a 28-day research with no scientists at this point in the game. Like, I'm not a big fan of hybrid materials as a research, but we'll need to do it at some point, and it'll provide dividends sooner than other things. Alright, anything else we want to do before scanning? Nope, sounds good. Let's get some rookies. Vasquez, Rodriguez, and Ignatiev. Cool. Nice hat. Nice hair. Sorry. Alright, we could get a scientist. So it's just autopiloting us around. Or I probably hit investigate. It's probably not autopiloting us around. Yeah, so we can't... He said something about scanning for Reapers, but it looks like that's not actually a thing we can do just yet. Oh, so these are probably the 3 different groups. So we're probably waiting for those to show up.
Do not think I could have predicted this outcome, though it is intriguing.
I had for... Man, it either kicks off the research much earlier in this, or I am misremembering. I don't remember getting, like, new weapon tiers or armor tiers until quite a ways into the game the first time I played.
I had assumed you'd make that research a priority, Commander. I'll notify you as soon as the report is available.
Commander, as the resistance continues to grow, we'll have a better chance of finding openings to strike back at Advent.
Alright, so we've got our first mission.
We've identified a potential target to disrupt the aliens' operations in this region. Our window of opportunity is limited, so we'll have to move fast.
Alright, so we have our first real mission here. We are sabotaging a transmitter. It is easy, and we get an engineer, so...
Setting course for Sector 13,
go ahead and jump on in.
South Africa.
We're landing in Madagascar and sending our troops over, or landing in mainland South Africa and sending them all the way to Madagascar? Alright. So we don't have anything we can use right now. We're pretty low on supplies. There was a build items button right there, but I missed it. So is there anything we want to build? We have 50 supplies. So medikits can be good, but not a big fan of them this early in the game. Rookies have so few hit points that they just tend to die right away anyways. We can't get a flashbang and a smoke grenade yet. Which would I rather have? Or would I rather just have normal grenades? I think I'm a fan of a smoke grenade of just, like, make sure that one of our troops has a nice little get-out-of-jail free card. Can toss that over most of the group just so that if things go wrong, that's an option. Alright, so we have all of our friends here except for our Grenadier. So Julia is tragically without her partner. I assume we do want to use all 3 of our troops and not... We could use this opportunity to try and level up some more rookies, but that feels dubious to me. Our sniper is usually going to be the farthest back, so they are furthest out of grenade position, and usually the best at shooting people from out of cover, so they seem like a strong choice for the smoke grenade. Not going to put too much time into squad customizations at this point in the stream, but may well look into that, potentially between sessions, or getting a character pool put together at some point here. Alright. Yes, also reminded to put the stock on the rookie rifle, which is a good call, if I can remember how to do that. so I'm not going to customize my troops just yet, but I will go ahead and name this, just so I don't forget about it. Alright, anything else we want to go before launching? Nope, that seems good. Let's go ahead and get out there. Yeah, I definitely recognize that the nanoscale vest has some value. I just think it's, like, so much far behind the grenade. Like, grenades frequently are the difference between, like, enemy and heavy cover, you can't do anything about it, and dead enemies who don't shoot at you at all.
That Advent just powered up some kind of psionic transmitter in this area. And if they're assuming no one knows about it yet, it shouldn't be that well guarded. If we can take it down quickly, Advent's operations across this entire region will be in disarray.
So this is interesting. This is a new mission type to War of the Chosen, or at least cosmetically. Haven't seen these sonic transmitters before. I heard there are fewer time limits in this version of the game, but this definitely sounds like a mission that would have a time limit.
A psionic transmitter in this area, tied directly into their primary network. Our intel suggests destroying it while it's still connected will severely damage their linked systems.
Left alt.
Plant the explosives before they have a chance to pull the plug.
Oh, that's cool. That's an awesome new feature. I've definitely seen some mods that accomplish similar things. But it's cool to get a little extra UI functionality there in the base game, just because it can be nice to see what you'll be flanking. So, alright. Only 4 turns. Wow. Am I missing something, or are we trying to get all the way across the map in 4 turns? Or are we actually closer than I realized? Where is... I'm very confused. Okay. Alright, so... let's see. Got our nice little squad here. We are in concealment. But we do want to keep moving forward with some degree of haste, being as we are on a time limit. So, seems like Ranger moving forward is going to be the plan here. Is there a good position we want to put our sniper in? Getting them up on this high ground here sounds nice. So, I'm going to go ahead and
Moving.
set them there. Give us a nice view of the whole operations area.
Moving to designated coordinates.
Alright, so if we had infinite time, you basically never want to take any yellow moves early on. But, given that we're on... Okay, delay the transmission by disabling power relays. Hopefully we will see some of those. But yeah, so we'll want to be a little more aggressive moving forward than we would be if we had more time. I'm not super happy about it, and it could lead to us blundering into a bad situation, but we don't want to lose the mission just because we're a turn too far away. Alright. So we can... just low risk, so we could have him look in here, get a slightly better view. I'm actually having some trouble telling what is wall here. So it looks like this is all solid wall.
Roger that.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep moving risky here. I don't know this mission well enough to know how much time I have, so I'm gonna be pushing forward probably a little more aggressively than I should.
Let's do this.
Oh hey, you look like you might be a thing. Are you a neural dampener? You look like a thing that would be a neural dampener.
Head into that location.
Although they bear some resemblance to the sectoids first encountered during the invasion, their genetic structure now includes human DNA. They are stronger than ever, with an even greater psionic potential. Our readings indicate that relay is feeding energy directly into their network. If you can destroy it, it may disrupt their efforts to isolate the transmitter.
Oh, okay, so these ones we actually have to shoot, so which means blowing cover. So, so that's exciting. Alright, so what's our plan here? So we are going to need to blow cover eventually. We do have eyes on 2 network hubs, which is nice. Man, we are still very far away. We've got a team of at least 2 enemies right here, who I wish I had taken a better look of where they were exactly. I'm not 100% confident this won't reveal them. And our squad is more spread out than I would like. I do not like how little time we have here. Alright, so, our sniper is of limited utility. Does this block vision? It is hard to tell if this would block vision. I would guess it does.
That's affirmative.
Alright, so you can kill that, which is nice. But you don't have vision of any enemies, which is not. It looks like this will be safe to move up to. This is our rookie with Stockton.
Orders confirmed. Moving out. We're busted.
And he is spotted. Awesome. I am really surprised they had that degree of vision. They seem... Oh. Alright. Anyways, so only 2 enemies, so this could be a lot worse. And of course this is the one time I do wish we had a real grenade on him. Alright. Oh! That is nice. So we can get a deterministic kill there along with a... Well, not deterministic. We can get a very high chance of a kill there with his pistol. I'm surprised he cannot see the sectoid, but I guess this is blocking vision. Oh man, and she already moved. She can't get close enough to anything. So if we get to high cover, that'll be a... If we blow up the cover. So that says to me that we really want this rookie to blow up the cover with a grenade. Try and shoot with our ranger, which is a little risky, but... This is not an ideal situation. Alright. And then you can try and kill a sectoid. %, and definitely kills if it hits. Thank you, Julia.
Taken care of.
Alright, so... Is there a position where we are flanking this fellow? Okay, so he's okay, no. So he's up behind the table there. So, I think it is actually worth using this fellow's grenade to finish him off. So I'll just go ahead and use the high ground pistol shot. Alright, and then since that hit... Alright, so we have already used one grenade. I should consider the fact that we only have 3.
Get ready for a surprise.
But I don't like taking a 50% here. We stumbled into a bit of a bad fight, even though it was only against 2 opponents, so I'm okay using up 2/3 of our grenades and risk mitigation.
Advent has almost cut off the transmitter from their network. We're running out of time.
Thank you, Bradford. I've got a handle on it. I've got 2 of these thingies. Okay, so we definitely want to kill both of these and keep moving forward. The big thing is we want to minimize the amount of extra area we're going to open up to potentially get ambushed. So, by default, like, this is a really good cover position, but I'm a little scared of moving there just because it opens up this whole alley. We're not really going to avoid that. I think it's better to just regroup a little bit, move up with our ranger here,
Heading to that location.
and no enemies. Good. Alright, so then you could just fire from here, and these do not have a miss chance, which is nice. And they say XCOM is unforgiving. So, man, we are trying to get into this giant warehouse. There's no way to get up to this upper floor from the outside. We're going to want to eventually put a sniper on the door. So that says to me we want to move him to here, where we can get in close without looking into the building just yet. I don't think it's likely there will be another pod over here. But we're going to do that first anyways, just in case. Alright, so good there. So Rookie will want to take the shot. I am really enjoying using this little alt preview thing. Gonna just move Rookie up to here so as not to expose too much more territory. Take out transmitter.
Well done. As we had hoped, the network separation
Take
has
out
been
transmitter.
temporarily delayed.
Alright, so now bought ourselves a little more time. You know, I think I actually spread out a little, not ideally here, because I think we're going to want to take 1 door, not 2, just because this is so much room to expose multiple pods. Oh, we do already see another one here, which is nice. So, we'll aim to start moving towards this door. Still gotta keep a move on.
Good to go.
Alright. No aliens yet. So I could move him up now. In a perfect world, I would wait to look through this door at all. Man, this is not a great position to be doing it. I could take a full turn to get everyone close and then look through. I don't think we can afford it. Want to keep moving.
Orders confirmed. Moving out. Advent forces on the ground.
Alright, so only 2 enemies, quite far away. So can anyone get to a good flanking position? Not this turn. So I think what's likely going to happen is we're going to do a pretty minimally offensive turn here. Just set up, throw down smoke grenade to defend ourselves, and then go in on these guys the turn after that. So Jan, we've also got aid protocol. So we want you to throw smoke. We don't want you to take a shot. I think it is likely we will not be using aid protocol this turn, since we will be using smoke on all of our exposed targets. So I think we can actually afford to get a shot off with our specialist here, and just take a nice little shot in the dark. Oh, we could destroy that just for funsies. So 44 on the Advent Officer, no chance of killing him. The other option is an Overwatch. I think I might like that better. So, how far does your smoke go? Oh, wow, can't even cover both of these. Okay. So I can get both of these guys and behind that pillar, so I can run the Ranger up behind that pillar and while smoking these guys, which is nice. So she is just going to take a sprint all the way to here. So Rookie's just going to full cover here and reload, I think. And then I will throw an Overwatch on the Specialist.
Overwatch.
Oh, you guys have grenades. Well, shit.
Down here. They're moving to flank. They're repositioning on us.
So that canceled our Overwatch, put him totally out in the open. Oh my god, I feel like we have been playing horribly this campaign and are just surviving totally off of the luck of enemy misses, so... Not the worst place to be, but not super happy about it. Alright, so this friendly fellow, you don't have vision on this guy. Do you get a flank if you're here? You do, but it's better spent on someone else. Alright, so you're a rookie. So I think we want to go ahead and send our specialist over here and get a nice flank shot on the commander. Alright. We're also getting a little closer than I'd like on the network, but we can see two of them from here, so... Man, only 75. I expect better from you non-rookies.
I'll get him next time.
Alright, so I was thinking about going ahead and sorting this fellow, but we'd need another source of damage. So we could... So we do have Stockton, so if we can actually guarantee, well, if the sword hits, we can guarantee kill him with Stockton. Which leaves us only this fellow and only one person to deal with it. That said, I do like that better than the alternative. So I think we've ruled out being able to kill both of these guys with that miss. I don't think swords can crit. This also has the risk of exposing other enemies, which is not ideal. Ugh, I like no part of this. Okay, so there is actually a path where we... Okay, so we're going to move this guy, take a pistol shot. If that hits, we can sword and then try and kill this guy with the rookie. If it misses, we kill him with Stockton instead.
On my way.
Alright, so then we should be able to kill him with a sword slash. But I actually want to go ahead and kill this fellow first,
Closing on target position now.
because that gives us more information as to how we evaluate the risk of exposing more enemies but putting her in good cover versus... Thank you, Stockton. And our entire team is having a rough time of it. Don't show me more Advent troops!
Kill confirmed.
Alright.
5, they're about to disconnect the transmitter. This is our last chance.
So our rookie's down. We do not have a med kit, which is the drawback to not bringing that, but I will note. Alright. So we definitely want to kill this Advent dude and a couple of transmitters this turn, or we lose. It's actually kind of like slashing this guy just because she is our most mobile person and everyone else can kind of shoot from where they're standing, and I really don't want to... Well... Okay, I can't actually shoot that one yet. Whew, okay, need to take a minute to calm down. This one has gone a little off the rails already. So we can theoretically save him if we won within 3 turns, but I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. And we do not have a med kit to revive him. So, Klaus... Did the music stop? It mean there's literally no opponents left on the map? Okay, maybe not. Alright. So, definitely, these two both need to take a shot on one transmitter each.
Affirmative. Moving out. Closing on target position now.
Alright, so that buys us a little time. We are still down a rookie. Look, I'm sorry, Claus. I wish I could just take Stockton off of his bleeding corpse now, which probably makes me a bad person, but that's where we're at. So this is a little pushy, but we're still short on time. I'm gonna go ahead and move up and probably take a pistol shot at that if I do not expose any enemies. Wow, we've got 2? Alright, well I will probably want to do one of those. So, where is that? Okay, that's just over there. So Julia... It's actually pretty nice that Julia is the only uninjured person here.
Moving on target location.
Alright, now I'm noticing I'm getting a little less talkative as I get increasingly stressed out by this mission. So I'll try and get a little more on the ball here.
Headed there now.
You know, I think there's a world in which I save Klaus. Man, I think if I had played this turn a little more aggressively, I would have had a shot. But also that probably would have gotten the rest of my squad killed, so... C'est la vie.
Back in.
Alright. So Klaus is going to die. I think we should just write him off as a loss. So there could be a pod anywhere around here, which is not ideal. In a perfect world, they are inside. Oh, we'd actually be able to see them if they were inside. So I really want to leave my sniper where he is. Alright, I don't think we get out without pushing to here. I think we're going to try and come through this side.
Okay.
Man, I want to push forward aggressively, but I've got 3 turns. I don't want to screw this up.
Moving to position.
Okay. Man, this is bad. I'm doing this in the wrong order. I need to get... I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to do in here. I was originally assuming I could blow it up, but... So you can move here and open the door next turn. So that says to me maybe just leave everyone where they are.
Got it covered.
Overwatch.
I'm on it.
Oof. High tension. See, this is why I like XCOM. Alright, so I'm hoping I get Stockton back from him dying. Sorry, rookie, but I want your gun. I feel like he should have dropped it and I'd be able to go back and pick it up. Alright.
Rolling. Advent forces sighted.
Alright.
Objective sighted.
That's a confirmed visual on the transmitter. Plant the X4 charges before they can cut it off from the network.
Alright, so these are probably the last 2 enemies on the map. So... I'm not super happy about how the world has come together, but... Alright, so I can get a good shot at that sectoid if I can grenade him. Julia, do you still have a grenade on you? You do, because you're wonderful. So I am definitely happy with that plan.
Grenade out.
Oh, that did not destroy his cover, though. Or did it? Oh, it did. Good job. Whew. Come on, 69. Lucky number. Not good enough. Alright, so... This is not ideal. Alright, but he can run up to here.
Moving out.
And take a shot at this guy. Why couldn't you have done that the first time?
I'm out of firepower over here.
Oh my god, everyone's going to get wounded. So you can plant the charge. You can kill this jerk.
Enemies down.
We're
Alright.
not picking up any other contacts. Get those charges deployed.
Alright. Wait, do we need to deploy 2 charges?
Signal confirmed.
Okay, no.
Next 4 charges are active. That transmitter is history.
Alright.
Good work, Commander.
Oof. That was a rough one. So, Julia is the only one who survives unscathed. 1 dead, 2 wounded. That is a rough start to the mission. But, I mean, as I was kind of got halfway into his sentence saying, that is really what I like about XCOM, is how intensely you feel about it. Like, is it a great job for making you feel the stakes of it?
Intermittent power failure throughout the city. Advent assures us that they will have the power grid restored quickly.
Alright. Klaus, the first to fall. Gravely wounded, 15 days over there. But these two are starting to get along. That's cool. Alright, so is this exactly the same? Yeah, so this is exactly the same as previously. I really like putting my first specialist into combat protocol. I mean, as much as losing Klaus did hurt me, I just generally feel like healing is better later on when you have higher hit points late in the game, whereas combat protocol is better early on, just because taking out low health enemies does a better job of protecting your low HP guys. So definitely prefer that one for the first specialist. And then for our Ranger, Phantom is just one of the most overpowered abilities in the game. Like, later on, you basically are just like playing a character short, moving your Phantom around without ever attacking with them, but just the ability to scout out every single enemy group on the map with your Ranger, instead of just the first one, is incredibly powerful. Alright. Lyrium core and a data cache, so we did pick up those last 2 items dropped by the sectoid we killed. Got a couple sectoid corpses and stuff here. Alright, and our meeting with the council, which I'll let happen just because this guy's great.
Hello, Commander. The council you once knew is no more. Its membership have all sworn loyalty to the Advent administration, with one exception. It is...
Alright. Thank you, council member. Alright.
Hello, I'm keeping tabs on all our operations, Commander.
So we've
Our
got
people are
a
standing by
new
for
mission
your
here.
orders.
Oh no, okay, this is just a reward from our previous mission. Good job, you get an engineer. Low
Now that we
supplies.
have more staff on the engineering team, we can start clearing out space for new facilities, Commander. We should keep looking for more recruits, though.
Welcome to the project, Way.
Commander, so far I haven't seen anything critical among the alien components left over in this area. If we clean this stuff out, we could probably use this space for a new facility. Excavation is underway, Commander, but it's going to take some time to get all that stuff cleared out.
Hello, Commander.
So we've got this new research project available. I was mostly just getting some progress on magnetic weapons, because it'll be really good when we get around to it. But I am totally happy to switch over to Resistance Communications. We won't even lose the progress we've made so far.
We've already dedicated considerable
We'll pause all
resources
progress,
toward the
yeah.
current research project. However, we can move on to something else if you'd prefer. I'll ensure that this new project takes highest priority, Commander.
Alright. It's got
Once we
debris,
have
it's got
something to
different...
report,
We've got our
I'll
research
notify you
reassigned. 5 days there. Alright.
Commander, we have a lead on the alien black site, but we'll have to rely on the local
Now, one of the
resistance to
weird,
actually get us into the
unintuitive
facility.
aspects of
We should try to make
XCOM
contact
that
with their
I
forces
don't
in
love
the
about the
region as soon
game
as
is
possible.
that
It's the
The
only way we're going to
strategy
find out what's behind
is
this so-called
avoid doing
Avatar.
storyline missions at all costs. Just whatever you're supposed to be doing, do literally everything else for as long as possible. Alright, so we got, can go pick up a scientist or some supplies. I would assume supplies are more valuable in the short term. Got a couple different technologies in the way. Once we got resistance radio, we'll be able to start building up some more of our economy, which will be good. Alright, making some good time here.
Strategic resource located.
Okay, cleared out the alien debris. We'll eventually want the guerrilla tactics school. You know, I assume it's better to just throw this down now. Like, as soon as we can get the squad size upgrades, we'll want to, and then there's just some, like, XP bonuses and stuff that are just extra good the earlier you can get it.
School construction initiated.
And gonna move over to excavating the next area. So this is like, for those who haven't played, XCOM has kind of the strategy layer and the tactics layer. Most of your time takes place in missions fighting the aliens in person, but between missions you're building up your base, gathering resources, developing new technologies, etc. I actually want the scientist more.
Avenger plotting new course.
Only wasted a few hours of time on the plane flight, though.
You are too trusting, John.
Oh,
The
new
skirmishers
content.
Are Advent. Advent is the enemy. The enemy is food.
Try not to bring that up when Hulk.
You take their side after all we've seen these years.
Question: do you literally eat
I'm not
aliens?
exactly having drinks with them, but they did hold up their end of the bargain. What about you?
Wait and see. Volk out.
Actually think they might show up. Commander, that was Konstantin Volokov, Volk to his friends. He and his Reapers are a big part of the reason why you're standing here today. Volk may be a little rough around the edges, but he's the real deal. Heads one of 3 resistance groups operating independently from us that we consider a legitimate threat to
Okay,
Advent.
so here's our specialist
Together,
teams.
they make one hell of a fighting force. Too bad they hate each other. Still, we've made some unlikely progress. Volk's Reapers may have found you, but they weren't acting alone. They were tipped off by a group of Advent defectors known as the Skirmishers.
Advent defectors? I'm kind of...
with these guys, knowing where they came from. But you
I'm
wouldn't
into the
without their help.
defectors at face value. That's
Both
just like
the
a fun
Reapers
concept.
And the Skirmishers have agreed to suspend hostilities provided you serve as the go-between. Trust doesn't come easy between these two, so we're heading for a nice quiet spot on neutral ground. Even so, let's not take any chances. Intel on this area is weak, and we're picking up strange chatter on comms. Not to mention we're ending a decade-long blood feud today.
I'm sure that'll go
I
well.
advise our soldiers to be fully prepared before we deploy on this one, Commander. Good luck.
Cool.
I hate to ask, but it looks like I don't have much choice. Think you can help us out?
Not sure how long our contacts are going to wait for us, Commander. So I'd recommend we proceed as soon as possible.
So is this
All available
literally a
soldiers
mission?
are standing by to deploy.
Setting course for the South African sector.
Am I sending out troops? Are Advent going to attack in the middle of this?
Each faction has agreed to allow a 2-person squad to escort them to the rendezvous point. Hopefully that should be enough to keep them from killing each other. We've got a temporary ceasefire in place for the duration of the meet, but still, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be ready for anything.
Alright, so I was hoping to send the power couple, but Julia's injured from the last mission for another 8 days. So we'll be sending... Well, actually... Oh no, we can't send Lebenev's potential partner either, because she's also injured. So, alright. Oh, I did want... Wait, what? 2 squads of 2. Okay, what? Okay. In that case, I think I want each squad to have 1 rookie and, 1 specialist, then, rather than, double rookie squad. Question. Do I still have Stockton? Excellent. And do I want to build a flashbang? I think I still prefer grenades at this stage of the game. Oh, also, what? I thought I picked up 50 supplies. Whatever. Let's get in there, see some new content.
In position to drop.
The Reapers and Skirmishers have been at each other's throats for years, so we're keeping the exact meeting point strictly need to know. You'll split into 2 squads, rendezvous with each faction, and bring their envoy directly to the location of the meet. Officially, this city no longer exists. Proceed to the first set of coordinates. Firebrand and the second team will head.
Alright, so we're doing these separately. Also, zombies?
Biological signatures in the area ahead. Then I'd say we're in the right place. Stay sharp out there today, people. Just because this city was abandoned doesn't mean it's lifeless.
I like it. I love how much they do with the dynamic animations here. They managed to capture a good amount of characterization, even though it's like all custom models and stuff.
Impressive reflexes, but unnecessary.
Stand down. We're all friends here.
You are safe here.
Hello, friends.
More so than you imagine. We shall see if the same holds true for these skirmishers of yours.
I have a good feeling about this. This is going to go well.
We must move quickly. My people will take care of this camp. Come.
Uploading the coordinates to the rendezvous point now. We've plotted the most direct route there. We don't know much about the skirmisher contact you'll be meeting other than his name. Mox.
Mox. Praetor Mox. His death squads wiped out entire camps of my people in the first years of the war. You would dare do this?
Pretty sure
This is going
hands
to
are
go
bloody
well.
on both sides of this fight. That's the whole point of this intervention.
Reapers are born in the shadows, in the cold, harsh world that was waiting for us out there. We rely on stealth and long-range attacks.
So I guess this is kind of a tutorial to introduce you to each of the faction's abilities before you get forced into picking who you're going to side with.
I am at your service.
Move into position. Damaged and dormant all these years, these devices still emit trace elements of unstable radiation. I cannot fathom what they were like in their original function.
We were there, Doctor. You're better off having missed it.
Heading out.
So a little sad that I feel like I need to be super careful moving forward when probably it doesn't matter and this is just a tutorial mission. But XCOM has trained me to just live in fear 100% of the time. Right. So you're in super concealment. And you have... throws a targetable explosive. Reaper's not revealed. That's cool.
I go where I'm needed.
Yes, walk over next to the radioactive device. I'm sure that will be fine. Right, actually... My sniper's definitely with the wrong team here. Well, actually, maybe not. Given that I've got an invisible scout, which is a pretty good combo with the sniper.
Got it covered.
I'm on it.
I see everything.
Quiet. Do you hear something?
Zombies!
These creatures' true strength lies in their numbers. As you can see, they fall easily. If we are careful with our shots, we will prevail. No more time for regrets. We are not alone.
Those things, they still look like people.
What was human died years ago. Only the taint of the aliens survives now. Where there is one, more will follow. You must not hesitate to destroy them.
Okay. So... they appear in ridiculous numbers, and every time you kill one, you get another action back for free. Interesting.
These creatures' DNA has mutated well beyond what we would classify as human. Perhaps the result of long-term exposure to the alien radiation from those pods.
Alright, so this is going to be especially good with the pistol, given that it has infinite ammunition.
Many fled to cities such as this to scavenge for food. They did not
Yes,
eat the
stand
wild.
right next to the thing that we've already established turns people into zombies. 1. Got it. 2. Got it. Going for 3. Give me 3. Swing and a miss. Right. You fired over that way? I didn't actually see the one that way? Alright. Okay, I think it's just these two. Also seems like cover is probably not too much of an issue against zombie friends. So... you were actually guaranteed to kill one with Stockton. But,
Where you tell me.
that doesn't count as a headshot unless you actually hit. So this is a 50% chance to reveal. I almost don't want to use her, but...
No one will warn them.
not revealed. Cool. And then I can just kill the last one with Stockton. So I miss, so I don't get the headshot? Oh no, I do get the headshot. Or did I hit? I don't know.
I am on watch. Overwatch! My people have encountered these beings before. At first, they may appear mindless, but they hear quite well. In great numbers, they can be very deadly.
So that's a fun twist. I really like that as a new XCOM mechanic. Okay, so those ones don't see us yet. Okay, so we can also use this to determine at what point we will trigger them, which is a really nice additional thing. Because as soon as we can see them, they can see us. But this means we can successfully move here without triggering any of these zombies.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
It's interesting that the sniper here is, like, way better with his pistol than
On my way.
with the sniper rifle to some degree, since given the ammo usage.
Got it covered.
I'll keep an eye on it. Affirmative. Covering now.
An entire city of our own people left to turn into these things.
Yes. All we can offer them now is a merciful death.
Nailed them.
As you order, Commander. Heading there now.
Alright, so reloading actually becomes extra important against these guys. Given that the shot chaining mechanic.
Loading fresh ammo. These creatures are worse even than Advent. They have no cause, no fear. They simply exist. If we do not defeat the aliens soon, we will become little more than they are.
I feel like my hit percentage chances should be better, but I guess I'm just thinking more of late game aim.
Kill confirmed. It's still moving.
Target down.
Alright, so then... Ah, nice, got you a promotion.
Come get some.
Man, I actually wonder if the correct strategy, if you're tryharding at this mission, is to bring 4 rookies, just because it's a really relatively easy mission, and you can almost guarantee promotions on all of them. So let's see how Claymore works. I assume it triggers when they move, like a proxy mine, and doesn't go off immediately. Oh, they have their own turn, separate from aliens. Interesting. Wait.
Target neutralized. We risk all this for pray tell Mox? If he is not what you say he is, I shall kill him myself.
Looking forward to this meeting already.
So that's interesting. How do claymores work?
Good copy. Moving on target.
Free shot.
Enemy down.
Free reload. So just so you guys know, it's looking like this is probably going to be... I'll probably quit after this half of the mission. And follow this up later this week. Don't think I'm going to have time to finish out this whole thing.
Good copy. Moving on target.
Man, I think reloading is just relatively better than Overwatch against these guys. Oh, you shoot a claymore to set it off. So that makes me... So it probably doesn't end your movement.
No one will cross.
Central. Biological signatures are grouping into a singular mass. One closing in on this position.
A swarm. We must push forward before it arrives.
Alright. Don't have to tell me twice. So cover is just, like, not at all important against these, is the impression I'm getting. So I still don't especially want to step on a claymore.
I am trusting you.
Alright. Just gonna try and keep moving up because a swarm doesn't sound like a thing I want to deal with. I don't get the impression that keeping overwatches up is 100% critical here. Alright.
Good to go.
For years, my people hunted his kind. For years, we survived. Now you risk everything for your dreams of peace.
If you haven't noticed, the aliens have been kicking our planet's ass for the past 20 years. You think maybe it's time we try something else?
If only your speeches could take down these cursed creatures.
Alright. So, triggering 2 pods at once is bad. Okay, let's... I think I'm okay moving up on these guys. So if I move up, shoot one of these dudes, they'll come towards me, I'll be able to shoot more of them, is the plan. Let's see how it goes.
Moving out. Extraction point is close, but looks like these things don't want to make it easy for you.
We will make it your pet advent in time.
Really, no shots. Wow, that is inconvenient. He is just directly behind a wall. So if I can get close enough to throw a grenade, I can just do that. So what are the odds I can toss a grenade through there? I can throw it pretty far. I think I can hit all 4 of them from there.
Moving.
If I were really try-harding, I'd be counting out squares and stuff, but...
Multiple targets down.
Spoiler. Alright, so you Overwatch.
Reapers are always vigilant.
Adjusting sights.
Though their intelligence appears almost non-existent, these creatures seem to employ some sort of rudimentary communication system. Perhaps auditory signals or some form of hive-like consciousness.
Your point, Doctor?
The entire swarm knows there is food here now. I would advise we make haste to leave this area.
Alright. Wait, these guys have 3 health. I don't like that at all.
Enemy destroyed.
Why do these ones have 3 health?
Shot failed to connect.
Roger that.
Alright. Okay, so, probably get to take at least one of these out, but this is actually a little scarier than I'd like.
Enemy
One
down.
down. Also, this Claymore mine is definitely going to get me killed at some point. Can I get a one more?
Target eliminated.
Alright,
Burning through ammo fast.
oh, you do have one more shot. Take it. Wow! Good on you, rookie!
The general area are clear. No more creatures on approach.
For now.
Then let's not linger here. Head to the evac coordinates now.
I will reposition.
Man, I like your ability. It seems really busted. But also, it is hard to see the screen when it is so green.
Watching comes
Sentry,
naturally.
the preliminary readings from these creatures seem familiar. I will need to consult my records, but I may have encountered something similar to them during my time with Advent.
I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if Advent had a hand in their creation, Doctor.
Affirmative.
You should have a clear path through now. Second squad is already en route to Mox. Proceed to the rendezvous and await their arrival.
Oh, we'll be there.
I have a feeling everyone is going to betray everyone. It's just a feeling I have. You doing okay there?
Looks like trouble ahead. The rendezvous could be compromised. Stay focused. Contact! Get down! They have a bigger problem here. I'm guessing that's our man. Well, our contact anyway.
Exciting.
Advent. Hobbit. Moxtala. They were sent here to hunt, to purge the Dragon, the lost. Our meeting point is still secure.
Hello, friend.
She is free of the imposter gods. I would give anything that all my kind could say the same. Even sit down with your Reapers. Now, we must go.
Rendezvous with Outrider is further ahead. Proceed through this district as quickly as possible, but be careful. Something tells me this city still has a few more surprises to throw our way.
Surprises are the least of our worries today. It is these Reapers of yours that are of true concern.
We, the skirmishers, were created by the false gods of this world to serve and die as their puppets. We retain all that we were and more, and our prowess in battle serves us well in our cause. In close combat, none can stand opposed to us.
Alright. Can fire their bullpup, move in any order, can even shoot twice, grapple at versatility. Alright, so these guys are like hypermobile badasses. Okay, cool. So, I actually think I am going to call the stream there for the night. I'm very excited about this mission, but it is getting towards 9:30, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you very much to everyone who's watching. Definitely going to do this again. Had a good time. Going to work on getting some of these videos up on YouTube in the foreseeable future. And that'll be me out.